So I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to stop the recording. Well, I don't need to stop the recording. I'm just going to stop the presentation right there. And I want to go back to one slide within this presentation, which is the slide, in my opinion, that is going to allow us to do some things that no one else has ever even thought of doing, let alone being able to pull it off. And we're less than 24, we're like 12 hours away from pulling this off. This is going to launch on tomorrow, so everybody's going to wake up and be able to go to people in the state of Illinois for the first time ever, not just our energy advisors, but this is the first time anybody in America has ever been able to go to anyone in the state of Illinois in the energy market and say, if I can guarantee that I can save you money when you're with Think Energy with no cap, personalized pricing, and I can guarantee that you'll never pay more than the utility forever without ever needing to renew, sign up once, and there's no fees and no cancellation, no upfront fees and no cancellation fee. Would you be my customer? No one has ever been able to say that. Think about what the words I just said. Everyone's going to need to ingrain this into their mind and into their brain so that if you wake up out of a sound sleep, you're able to say this. If I can guarantee that you'll never pay more than the utility, and we will get you as much savings as we possibly can with no cap when you're with Think Energy, and you only need to sign up once and never need to renew, and there's no fees, no risk, no cancellation fees, would you try out my service? Literally, that is what is going to change the entire customer gathering dynamic that is happening across America. We're going to do it one state at a time, starting with Illinois. These are very powerful bullet points that no one else in America can say these 4 bullet points to anyone. We are the only company that has this. Okay, so what an incredible program. This is what's going to allow us to bring in millions of customers. I know this because I was with a previous energy company that didn't even have a guarantee to never pay more than the utility. And they only had savings that was 1%. They had a cap and it was 1%. Guys, we brought in 400,000 customers in one state and over 1 million customers around the country with a maximum 1% savings and no guarantee that you would never pay more than the utility. So what can we do in multiple states with a savings of no cap, more than 1%, as much savings as we possibly can get you, and a guarantee that you never go above the utility? That protection is so powerful, those 2 things. And then, of course, no renewals, no fees, no risk. So that's where we are. And that's what I want everybody to stay focused on. And you need to take a screenshot of this. Let me put it up in full screen mode. Everyone needs to take a screenshot of this. And if my picture myself is in the way, I'm going to turn off my video right now so that you can get it. But you guys, you have to take this and have this on your phone. You need to save this. You need to be sending this out to people. You need to be attracting team members onto your team. There are people who have worked in the energy sector and they've been extremely successful, but they don't want to do it anymore because their customers have had bad experiences, and it forced them out of the energy sector because they couldn't keep the rate below the utility, or the customer didn't renew. Here's the other half of what we're doing that's very powerful. In the state of Illinois, like more than half of the people, and I believe it's around 60 to 70%. I believe that's what it is. Somewhere around 70% of the ratepayers, people who have an electric bill in Illinois, are not with a third-party supplier. Even though it might be able to save them money, they've already tried it. They had a bad experience. They tried it out. At the end of the term plan that they signed up for, where they were saving money, they forgot to renew, they lost track of it, and that energy company was able to that third-party supplier was able to put them onto a variable rate or onto a rate that was much higher than what was generally available, because that's what they were allowed to do when you don't renew. And so there are a lot of people almost everyone has tried a third-party supplier, but many people have had a bad experience and they said, I don't want to do that ever again. I don't even care if you could say you're going to save me 50%. I'm not interested. And the reason why they're not interested is because they don't want to get pinched again. They don't want to get caught again and wind up paying a lot more. This is the remedy to that. See, we're not going at, maybe we're going after the 30% of people who are with another supplier, and we'll get them eventually. But what we're really doing is going after the 70% of people who have already tried a supplier and they've given up on that platform and gone back to the utility company because they can't remember to renew, or they don't want to risk having their rate go up. So our market is actually the 30% of people who are looking to change and use a third-party supplier, and the 70% who had a terrible experience. And now we come to the rescue with the exact thing that they're looking for, and they just don't know it exists because it's brand new. They don't think it even exists because no one has ever been able to offer it before. What they're looking for, thirsting for, now finally exists in the market, and you can bring it to them for the first time. I'm actually leading with this with people because if most people have tried a supplier and had a bad experience, why wouldn't you lead with that and say, hey, have you ever tried a third-party supplier and had a bad experience where your rate went up? You ever have that happen? Oh, yeah, that's why I'm with the utility. Guess what? I have a guaranteed savings platform that will make sure that you never pay more than the utility, and it'll guarantee savings when you're with us as a supplier. And if we can't save you money, we automatically move you back to the utility company. Are you kidding me? There's no cost, there's no fees, and there's no renewals. I just found the perfect thing to help you with what you've been looking for. The whole reason you tried out third-party supply years ago in the first place and left it because it didn't exist. The very thing that you were looking for back then now finally exists. And we're the only company in America that has this. Guys, that's where it is. I know it's like I'm just pounding this over and over and over again, but these 4 bullet points are going to allow us to go on what I'm calling it a million customer march, because that's what we're looking. Our next plateau is 1 million customers. We're not looking to get to 100,000, 200,000 customers at this point, or double where we are now. We're not looking to get to 500,000 customers. We're looking to get to 1 million customers with this, and then go into the millions of customers